Mancine.
The enthusiasm is back, the hunger is back, and so it's been easy to get back into my old, like the old days, having that tunnel vision. Right, when you have that tunnel vision, and now obviously I know it's not the smartest thing in the world coming back after 3-year retirement and 2 fights in 7 years. That's craziness. But I think to fight, it's a great challenge for me, and so to meet those challenges, you have to rise to the occasion, and I've had to have that tunnel vision and that focus on what I have to do, and this is going to be a very difficult, hard fight for me, but I'm prepared for such. There's no big strategy. There's no surprises in this fight. He knows pretty much what I'm doing. I know what he's going to do. Haugen's basically a counter puncher. That's what he does. So I'm sure he's going to try to have me come in and make some mistakes. And I'm sure his people have told him, look, man, he hasn't fought in 3 years. So I mean, he's not going to have the sharpness. I'm not sure. I mean, obviously you prepare for a war. I think it's going to be a 12-round war, and I prepare for such. Anything short of that would be a bonus. But I prepare for a long, hard fight, and more likely will.
And so, for the first time since March 6, 1989, Ray Mancini makes this walk to the ring, the former WBA lightweight champion. In March 1989, he came back to face Hector Macho Camacho. That after a long layoff, after losing his title to Livingstone Bramble, and losing in a decision loss in the rematch game. And as this crowd gets a peek at Ray Mancini, they will react and react with a lot of passion, as we said earlier. Rogue, so we get a chance again to see Ray Mancini in the ring. It seems almost odd to see him in the ring, doesn't it, Bert?
It's deja vu all over again, as Yogi Berra said. It's been almost 1,300 days since we last saw him in the ring, ironically in Reno, Nevada. Yeah. And here he is back again. And before that, it was 4 years when he fought Livingston Bramble, before he fought Camacho here in Reno, Nevada. And guess where he is? Reno, Nevada.
All right, and that is where his opponent will be, a man who also has had his moments in the sun here in the biggest little city in the world. He's a man who is also a former world champion. His name is Greg Haugen. Let's take a look at him now.
I'm very serious about this fight. I'm taking Ray very serious, even though he's been off. I'm training is probably a little harder for this fight than the last couple fights. So, I'm very serious about the fight. I will win the fight. Ray's probably going to come at me or try to come at me, but, I don't know if that's going to happen with him, with me hitting him. The way I'm going to be hitting him, it's going to be a different story. So, we'll see what he does. What I do is just get in the best shape possible and go out to win the fight and do what I am capable of doing, and that'll usually win me the fight. Right now, I'm just ready to fight. I've been here 4 weeks now, and Ray's going to find that he made a big mistake by taking me as a comeback fight.
The blood flows. Raise it around with the blood flow.
And here he comes, Greg Haugen, the man who really shocked the boxing world back on December 5th of 1986. He beat Jimmy Paul for the IBF lightweight title over 15 rounds, a match that very few people thought he would win. defended that crown, went on to lose it to Vinny Pazienza, won it back again, ultimately lost it to Pernell Whitaker. And Bert, as is always the case, Greg Haugen, he's a feisty little guy. Going into this match, he got under Mancini's skin so much, an amazing thing happened. They actually ended up making a $100,000 bet, which the promoter intervened and said they would add $50,000 on to the purse of whoever won this bout. So there is at stake, in addition to the NABF title and the win to move on, also an extra $50,000 on each of the fighters' purse, whoever would win.
Well, really, it translates into $100,000.
Yeah, that's right.
And because it's illegal here in the state of Nevada for the fighters to bet on themselves, not that it hasn't been done before, the promoter intervened in Lou Falsino. But it is what has happened. Both of them think they can win. The betting odds at the time of Haugen's coming in are 19 to 10 Haugen, but that bet
appear to be pretty loose coming into the ring and have worked up something of a sweat, which of course is always a key item that you look for.
Somebody just threw something in at Haugen. He picked it up and threw it back out. That's how loose he is.
Not much bothers him. He has faced hostile crowds before. He has gone wherever he needs to go to get an important match. And as you look at Ray Mancini, he is ready for action. Let's go up to Jimmy Lennon.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to ask you to rise for the singing of our national anthem. In the ring, presenting the colors, we have the Nevada Air National Guard, Color Guard. And to lead us this evening, please welcome from Harrah's Reno Hotel and Casino, Michelle Walker.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare double bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star...
Here's the panel tape. Not much to choose from here, Bert.
They're mirror images. You have to understand, Mancini's 31, Haugen's 31, each 140 pounds. Their records, 29-4 each. They are mirror images. That's what's going to make this a very good fight.
So all the provocative questions will be answered finally, and we'll go to Jimmy Lennon now for the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us across the globe, we welcome you to the biggest little city in the world, beautiful Reno, Nevada, as we present the featured bout of the evening. This bout is sanctioned by the North American Boxing Federation. The supervisor is Sammy Macias. And the North American Boxing Organization Supervisor John Montano, along with the Nevada State Athletic Commission. The chairman is Luther Mapp. Commissioners, Nat Carasali, Dr. Elias Gallum, Bruce Lane, and Dr. James Nave. The executive director is Chuck Minker. Presenting the officials as appointed, ringside physicians, Dr. James McLennan, Dr. John Wickman, Dr. Craig Goodmanson, Dr. Joseph Heflin. Timekeeper at the bell and keeping count of the knockdown, we have Jim Carpenter and John Rogers. Introducing the judges at ringside, Keith McDonald, Bert Clements, Jerry Roth, and introducing the referee in charge of this bout, he will be giving instructions after the introductions, Mills Lane. All right, fans, here we go. This is it. Momentum Enterprises and Al Goosen Promotions, 10 Goose Boxing, in association with the Reno Sparks Convention and Visitors Authority, present the main event of the evening. Tough Guys Don't Dance, the NABF and NABO Junior Welterweight Championship, scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Introducing to you first on my right, He is fighting out of the blue corner. He enters the ring wearing black trunks with red and blue trim. He is fighting out of Henderson, Nevada, and he weighs in at an even 140 pounds. His record includes 29 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, with 14 wins by way of knockout. He's ranked the NABF number 2 contender. Welcome, the former 2-time IBF lightweight champion of the world, Greg Haugen. And his opponent across the ring. On my left, fighting out of the red corner in this 12-round championship bout, he is wearing green trunks with red trim and hailing from Youngstown, Ohio. He weighed the same weight of an even 140 pounds. His record, 29 wins, 4 losses, 23 big wins by way of knockout. He is ranked the NABF number 3 contender. Please welcome the former WBA lightweight champion of the world, Ray Boom Boom Mancini. Once again, here's your referee in charge, Mills Lynn.
All right, look, Murph, listen right here. If he goes right here, I'm not going to call it low, all right? Now, we've already gone through the instructions. I expect a tough, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Any questions here? Any questions here? Let's get it on.
Well, if you can't feel what's being projected in this building at home, you should. I have to tell you, this crowd is very pumped up for this, Bert.
This is the heavyweight championship fight atmosphere.
Very interesting.
You would not know it's NABF. You would think this is for of the world, and for the moment, every fan here feels it is.
I'm not giving the hype, but I'll tell you what, this is a very charged atmosphere. We begin with round 1. It is a 12-round match, and Ray Mancini is back in the ring.
And for Ray to win, he must pump that jab.
That's what many people believe, and he's starting out doing that. Greg Haugen not moving back as Mancini had to face when he fought Camacho. Haugen, of course, faced Camacho twice and had to chase him around the ring.
No, they both are going to put a scratch in that middle line and come to it.
Mancini gets in a right hand. There's the jab by Haugen, but Mancini doing exactly what he needs to early, using that jab.
Haugen's a counter-puncher. He's going to let Ray try to lead, but if Ray leads with a jab, it's going to be difficult. If he swings with hooks, Haugen can get to him.
Haugen using the jab. Haugen and Mancini both often face taller fighters. In this case, they're about the same height. It's a bonus for each of them. That's part of the reason why people believe this should be an entertaining match.
But there's a nice one. It's been entertaining up to it because Greg Haugen has stimulated the crowd almost in perversity. His mouth might be the best left hook in Reno tonight. He has said things about Ray Mancini, and most of the fans here have come to see Ray pay him back.
Here when he got in the ring, antagonistic at best.
Well, he's that little boy. I asked him, why do you have so much fun? He says, why not? I'm getting paid to beat up somebody I don't like.
Halfway through round 1, and in this first round, both men have had their moments. Mancini a little off balance with the right hand. Some thought Haugen would press Mancini right away. He hasn't done that. He's been there for him, but not tried to push him back too much.
You know what? They're right. Tough guys don't dance.
They're right in the center of the ring, in range of each other.
Right now it's a battle of left hands.
Good right gets in by Haugen.
Neither of them.
Mancini misses, and Haugen mugs at him.
There goes the little boy in Haugen again.
Hetty, did you bring your card table?
I couldn't possibly have carried that down the street.
But you said it wasn't heavy.
It's not heavy, it's brown.
Plus 2 damaging right hands towards the end of the round.
And those were very good rights, and Haugen has a good right hand.
Also, Ray's left eye is showing a little bit of the wear.
So far, Mancini's not in position to throw his really good left hook. Of course, as everyone knows, that's a trademark of his. The days when he won the WBA lightweight championship and defended it.
Remember we said that Ray's jab is going to be a key, and he's not really reverting to the jab.
Started out throwing it, but hasn't been throwing it.
They're now brawling and mauling, and unfortunately for Ray, this is more Haugen's game than his.
And his left eye, Ray's left eye now, it looks to be
angry.
very bruised already.
It's angry.
And they might have banged heads there, which made it even worse. Oh, this was a key concern coming in. And Greg Haugen, a big right. Mancini's hurt. Greg Haugen just hurt him with that right hand.
You know, he can't see that right hand. Look at his eye. He cannot see that right hand.
Mancini is in trouble right now. As you said, he can't see it. He's getting hit with it. There is Ray's wife, concerned, of course, about what's going on here with her husband. There's a jab getting in for Mancini. Of course, anything he does will enliven this crowd. But so far in this second round, Greg Haugen has had things all his own way and has hurt Ray. You almost get the feeling, I have to say it, that Haugen's toying with him right now.
And laughing at him. Another right. Another right.
That's where that eye got really nasty.
It was starting to swell. That's where it really blew up. Because you can see it before, and there was the first right, which really hurt him.
And the hook, which I didn't see when we saw it originally.
It was there, but it was sort of a thank you, man.
So already a very, very tough time for Ray Mancini. The left eye very swollen. He's been stunned, and we are only headed into round 3. Murphy Griffith looking for some magic in that corner. There's the edge for Haugen through the second round, and the fact that it's only a 20-punch edge doesn't even tell the whole story.
I think Ray was told in his corner there has to be some desperation. He must turn the tide of the fight, and with his eye closing, must even take command of it and try to end it.
And if you want to talk about whether Greg Haugen can be knocked out, he never has been.
He's only been knocked down twice.
Yeah.
Once by Pernell Whitaker and once a flush knockdown by Camacho.
And in both cases, not really hurt, just really pretty much knocked off balance. So
there's another clash of the heads. In fact, that's how Haugen got cut in the first round.
Yes, indeed.
Which that cut is not a factor anymore.
Ray cannot jab his way in now, and so he's winging punches. He's going to take some big counter punches as a result, and he is right now. Mills Lane with a warning to Haugen for elbowing. Soft left hook gets in by Mancini. Haugen lands his own hook. Well, Bert, when Haugen fights a fighter who's coming to him, he's much more effective anyway.
Well, as a counter-puncher, he needs those wide shots to counter over. And because Ray is not using his jab, he's giving away Haugen's strength to Haugen. And with Ray coming right at him, this is a Haugen-type fight.
Excellent counter right hand a moment ago by Haugen. The right hand is there almost whenever he wants to throw it over a lazy left jab by Mancini.
Again, the clue being the jab. There ain't one.
And when he throws it out, he's not getting it. Again, the right. And I think that one hurt Ray.
You can tell by his almost windmill punches in desperation back.
And this is when people criticize Mancini's technique. Earlier in his career, it wasn't so bad, but when he gets hurt and tired, it goes away. And he is now hurt with the right, I think, again.
His left leg just came up off the canvas perceptibly.
Tremendous boxing performance right now by Greg Haugen. He is pinpoint in his accuracy and landing with power. Mancini leaning in, got hit with the left hook. Ray is not old. He's 31 years old. By some boxing standards and comebacks, it's not old, but he has been off for a long time. And it's obvious he's suffering from what many of the other comebackers suffer from time to time. Very bad timing.
Well, there's also the thesis it's harder for a smaller man to make a comeback than it is a larger man.
And that apparently is the case tonight. Under a minute left to go in round 4. Al Bernstein along with Bert Sugar, also Pedro Fernandez here. And we are bringing you what has turned out to be a boxing clinic for Greg Haugen.
He just walked in with an uppercut that was there for him, a right-hand uppercut from afar.
much on it.
But it was his first good right hand in 3 rounds.
Haugen just smiling as is his wont. Both men are 31 years of age, but Greg Haugen has been active throughout. Ray Mancini is not, and it is showing. That does it for round 4. We follow Mancini into his corner again. Murphy Griffin. On the inside in this match, there has been good work done by both men, but mostly Haugen.
Well, watch Haugen here. Wait for Mancini to commit himself before he delivers his punch.
Great counter-punching by Haugen. It's been so effective. And on the inside there, you see him clubbing Mancini.
This is when he hurt him. And again.
And as you look at Mancini coming in from a different angle,
Leaving himself wide open.
yeah, you see him getting hit with the left hook. So it has not gone the way Mancini would like it to, and there are the numbers to indicate it. Haugen with a pretty big edge, throwing more and landing more, and landing a better percentage. Mancini running out for this 5th round.
As he did for the 3rd.
Now there's a very solid jab by Mancini, and another one.
That's what he's got to do. He must do that.
Can he sustain that over a round? Even landing a straight right hand. Now there's that jab. It's so effective for him when he jabs his way.
But if he leads with a hook, he's in trouble.
Every time.
Must continue the jab.
And a reminder that Ray Mancini is not a one-punch knockout artist anyway. The only time he did that in his career against the top fighter was against Romero.
He did it against Frias.
Well, yeah, but he landed a lot of punches against Frias. Romero was a one-punch knockout. So it takes him a while. He's got to hit you with accumulation of punches, which he's having a hard time doing against Haugen.
Good left by.
They both landed excellent hooks.
And here comes the Mancini crowd trying to exhort their hero. He's got them back into the fight.
With just some good work in this round, he's done it. And the Mancini left hook, which is probably his best punch overall, just he hasn't been able to get that punch going at all in this match.
One interesting aside very quickly. Haugen's got Haugen on his waistband. Mancini has Lenny, his father, Boom Boom Mancini, the one, who was a lightweight contender before he got his shot, was called in and drafted into World War II. And we all know that sort of soap opera story which works for Ray and his boy next door image.
A little over a minute left to go in round 5, and Haugen gets in yet another good right hand. I have seen Haugen in bouts like this, even though sometimes against lesser opponents. Probably the one that comes to mind is against Tommy Hanks. He won in 10 rounds last year, or a year ago, and was the same way, pinpoint accuracy against the boxer coming in against him.
Well, the only ones, again, who give him trouble are the ones that can outslick him and move away from him.
A right hand by Mancini, and another, followed after the jab.
But again, all off that jab.
Haugen missing with the right, glances it is over Mancini's head. This round turns out to be a little bit better for Mancini.
Oh, I think a lot better.
Still getting hit with some shots, but landing his own at least.
And he moved Haugen away with a double jab.
So it's a closer round for Ray. The question is, did he win one? Greg Haugen walking back to his corner with a grin on his face that was positively demonic. I mean, he just is reveling in ruining the good time for all of Mancini fans.
Well, he's been doing that. You know, he's that totally.
He loves it. And there hasn't been Livingstone Bramble telling us the other night that the reason he felt he beat Ray is because he went for the body. Haugen hasn't even had to do that.
Oh, but Livingstone Bramble thought the way that Ray could win was with the jab. In fact, I heard him telling him yesterday after they'd shaken hands, it was for Livingstone Bramble because he loves Ray, a big moment for him.
before their fight, there was a lot of hostility and anger.
Yes.
See if there might be a cut there. They've done an excellent job with the end swell of keeping the left eye of Mancini from closing completely.
Conversely, Haugen's cut between his eyes is of no significance at all.
Well, it's become a little ugly here in round 7. Not a lot of... Oh, big right hand.
There's a right.
This fight will probably be over. I don't know if Ray is going to be able to continue. No. He's up. Oh, he's very wobbly, yes. The fight is stopped appropriately, and Greg Haugen has ended it here in the 7th. 3 rounds after he thought he might. For Ray Mancini, that will be it, I'm sure, for his boxing career. To the end, Greg Haugen taunting some of the crowd here, reveling in his victory, and it was a supreme effort by Greg Haugen. Make no mistake about that. Whatever the sentiment of this crowd, he performed brilliantly. And whether it was his brilliance or the fact that Ray Mancini simply couldn't achieve the level he had previously, still ends up being a very big win for Haugen. And he shows his sportsmanship in the end.
Number 7, the referee in charge, Mills Lane, stops the contest. The winner by way of TKO, the new NABF and NABO Junior welterweight champion, Greg Haugen.
All right, so Greg Haugen is the winner, and now somebody who was quite interested in this, Livingstone Bramble is out with Pedro.
Maurice Blocker to win the belt, his first title shot in June of '92. Tonight, a little over a year since he put on the championship belt, he makes his 4th defense of the IBF welterweight crown. Let's see how they stack up on paper as we go to the tail of the tape. The champion Trinidad at 21, 2 years younger than Compass. Trinidad has the 3-inch height advantage, both just under the limit at 146.5. The reach, Trinidad 70 inches, Compass 66.5, so a 3.5-inch reach advantage for the champion. And this fight is even at the MGM book. To the IBF rules for the championship fight, 10-point must scoring system, 3 scoring judges, no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight, and the bell cannot save a fighter in any round. So here at the MGM Grand Garden in Las Vegas, 1 down, 3 to go as we close in on the IBF welterweight championship between Felix Trinidad and Yuri